Hey, it's Benny. We're back with Roll and Write Revolution. This is our game Mermaids Vs Kraken. This is a game actually that I designed with my girls, so Ainsley and Toppy are both on here. This is a game that we'll play in 1 to 100 players, 20 to 50 minutes. I'm sure you guys can read it off the screen pretty well. So this game is a lot about creating an engine with your player sheet. Right, here's your player sheet to maximize the most efficient gameplay you can make. You're going to use your dice actually as workers, and then acquire the spots by marking out these coins to improve your skill set. The tricky thing with this game is you also have to deal with a deck of cards. Right, there are 18 Kraken cards because these are the mermaids. So you have 18 Kraken cards. They range in powers from a 5 all the way down to a 1, or strength. So you have to meet or exceed that to get past the Kraken. Otherwise, you're going to face whatever the Kraken's bad stuff, basically, or their negative impact is on the following turn. So they range from losing a gem, which is pretty damaging because those are points. You can lose the ability to use space or level 3 of your mermaids, right down here. This is the third row, second row, first row. You'll see them. There's 1, 2, 3 listed next to them. There's another 3. There's a 1, right? So you guys can see a little bit of difference. This one converts all your attack power, all your tridents, into coins, which is slightly useful, but if you have to defeat a Kraken every turn, not super useful. So that it does range in attack. There's some that turn all your dice into number 1, which is really, 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 it's okay once you start to get down here, but if you're starting out the round and you can only access the one space in the boats, it's not ideal. So the way this game works, and you'll notice too, there's 2 levels of tridents on all these cards. This is for the players that want a greater level of difficulty. So you can play this game solo, you can play with a whole bunch of people, or you can play it cooperatively. So a little bit different for us. We're adding in a wrinkle. So the way the game works when you're playing by yourself or you're playing with a group and you do not want to play cooperatively, everybody's going to tally up their points for earning gems, blue gems, purple gems. At the end of the game, everything you've recorded as far as help from the mermaids, each level is worth points. They're 1, 2, and 3 points, respectively. And then any of these guys, you're going to collect gems for each one you defeat, right? So based off of, well, this one doesn't give you any gems, right? But the rest of them do. So this one does. This is the very final card in the deck, by the way, the number 5 card. So that'd be the last card you see. So when you see that number 5 card pop up, you know you're done. And maybe you're going to lose some gems, which is not good. So all your gems you collect, you're going to get a bonus. It's a one-time use bonus. So a lot of the heart gems, you're going to get more readily in the 18 cards. And just X out when you want to use it. So if I really need an extra trident this round, shoot, I'm going for it. Take that Kraken. Pow. Done, right? Or if I really need some extra money and I've got this circle, I can cross that out. You only lose the gem if you have to scribble it out, right? And you'll lose the power too if you lose that gem. These down here actually do some different stuff. This one lets you block the Kraken's attack, right? This one gets you coins. This one actually lets you access lower levels of powers, right? That's kind of cool. This one lets you set 2 of your dice to any value. And this gets you 2 more tridents, which is really useful for facing the level 5 guy, because he is kind of big and bad. Unless you're facing on level 6, and then good luck. No, you'll be fine. It'll be fine. It's always fine. So anyway, here's how the game works. You play 18 rounds, right? Each round you have to face a Kraken, right? So we'll go ahead and flip over our Kraken. This is the Kraken we're going to be facing this round. So we know what we're up against. This is a Kraken of level 1 or level 2 if we're playing hard rules. Don't do that in your first game, please. And when we do the play-along video, you guys will see a play-along video. I'll play with the lower levels, and we'll play a cooperative game so you guys can play along with me as we play. So if I was to play with opponents, we're all going to sign our dice at the same time. there's not a whole lot of direct interaction with the other players. You are trying to beat the Kraken for yourself. But if you exceed the Kraken's value by 2, so if you can pass over his trident value by 2, you actually nullify the Kraken ability for everyone else at the table. Pretty cool. And that works even in competitive play also, as opposed to cooperative play. Cooperative play, cooperative play, it's better, but it works really nice for everybody at the table. So maybe there's some like, oh hey, camaraderie, yeah, we're all in this together, sort of. Anyway, so you start out with boats. You are a sea captain, and these are your boats, and you can assign your dice right accordingly to your columns, right. This first turn, I don't have a whole lot of options. I'm going to absolutely just annihilate this Kraken, which is going to be pretty good for me. And I'm going to pick up 1 coin. So you can spend your coins down here. The trick with spending coins to buy mermaid favors is you cannot jump down to level 3. You have to start at level 1. And if you're going to buy below level 1, you have to buy from an adjacent space, right? So if I get here, if I buy this one and then I buy this one below it, now I can buy here or here, right? Because it's adjacent. So I can kind of skip a little bit. And so when you do earn these, you want to go ahead and scribble out the coins so you know that you have that as part of your resources of your sand dollars here. So for my abilities here, I'm going to go ahead and stomp on the Kraken. Go ahead and take that first coin. And so your ability sheet here, this gives you different powers. This gives you either a trident or a sand dollar. This lets you set a dice to any value. That's pretty useful. So it's a dice that's not assigned already to this row. So if I already assign a 2 here, I could then make this 6 a different power. But I don't own that, right? So I can't use that yet. This converts tridents to sand dollars to tridents. Again, you've seen this one already and that one already. These 2 here block the Kraken, right? So his attack, not a bad attack right there. I mean, it's not ideal, certainly. And then as you get further down, much more powerful. So in our example here, I will go ahead and defeat the Kraken. I'll go ahead and circle the second heart. All right, second heart gem. So I'll go ahead and circle that right here to show that I have completed that. And then the game proceeds. We flip out a new Kraken, etc., so on and so forth. The Krakens do gradually get harder. We start with some level 1s, and then we get into level 2, and then we get into some more level 2s, and we get a nice level 3 there. Ooh, hey, he's got a blue gem, so that would mean you'd get some gem down here if you beat him. Pretty cool. So make sure you save up your powers and use them as needed, right? So your Krakens do increase in value or increase in toughness all the way up through level 4, right? And then level 5 ultimately is the last guy. So the last guy, you do have to try to beat him, otherwise you're going to lose that gem, and with it, considerable amount of points. So your goal playing, if you're playing solo, if you're playing with a group competitively, you're looking to have the most gems, you're looking to have the most mermaids influenced, and have the most gems at the end of the game. So when you get these X out a gem, that's really where you want to try to catch these powers or have these powers available, or like I did with the first guy, just straight up take him to the cleaners, right? Anyway, that is Mermaids vs. Kraken. Pretty fairly straightforward game, I would say, as far as games that we've designed. I actually like this game quite a lot. I like the dice placement. I think it's really fun, and I think you guys will as well. And I think the part that's going to be really interesting for you guys is that you can play competitively or you can play cooperatively. We don't see a whole lot of cooperative roll and write games out there in the world. So shout out to my girls Ainsley and Tavi for their ideas on this one. This was one that I had said to them, hey, what kind of game do you want to make? And they said, we want a mermaid game. So we made a mermaid game. I said, what's it about? And they said, mermaids want to collect gems. I'm like, okay, cool. Mermaids collect gems. And what are they doing? They're fighting a Kraken. Okay, they're fighting a Kraken. Let's go. So anyway, this is Mermaids vs. Kraken. I hope you guys will check out this game when it does hit Kickstarter later in 2023. I don't remember if I have an exact date. I think it's April. So be on the lookout for Mermaids vs Kraken. This is a very, very fun game. The dice are probably not your friend as you play this game, but it is a lot of fun, and you do have a chance to gradually level up your mermaids as you play. Like I was saying, you can mark out, some of the having this extra value here is pretty useful. This one right here is especially useful, especially if you get whacked by this guy, right, who turns all of your tridents into coins, right, and that's at the end of placing dice. So if you can get your coins converted to tridents, then you're, well, not all set. You need to beat him, actually. You have to find a better way to beat him, because that won't work. But this is a good way to go. If you've managed to get a lot of coins, if you have a lot of 4s and 5s, this is a way to kind of source those into something else. And then, of course, down here, the big tridents, lots of good stuff here. And here you can get both coins and tridents. That's kind of handy, too. Anyway, thank you guys for checking out Mermaids vs. Kraken. You will have a cooperative video up, also to play along with when this game is out. Look forward to seeing you guys on the Kickstarter in April 2023. Not a joke, we're going to drop it probably on April 1st. And then my girls will be excited to hear what y'all think. They'll be excited to share about their love of this silly little game. It's a delightful game. It's got a lot of fun elements to it. And there's definitely a struggle when you start to roll up on these bigger krakens where they're hitting the 3s and stuff, and you're going, oh, well, so here's a 2, right, for example. So in this example, I can beat a 2, but I can't beat a 3. So if I play on the hard level, I would have to already use my extra resource over here just to exceed, or just to meet his 3, right? So right now I'm only meeting it. I'd have to exceed it to help out the table. So keep that in mind when you play. Also, you can help the table, which is a very kind thing to do, though maybe better in cooperative play to help the table. Anyhow, thank you guys for checking out Mermaids vs. Kraken. This is Roll and Write Revolution. I am Benny, and we are looking forward to seeing you in April. Have a great day.